What is up, guys? It's me, Darcy Minister, back with a new video. So for this one, we are going to kick off a series that I like to call Tough Matchups. Tough Matchups is, well, all about tough matchups, but specifically what is going to happen is I'm going to cast a tough matchup from a perspective of a pro player or maybe even two pro players. The reason why I'm doing this is because in the community, both in Discord, on YouTube, many different places where there are Dawn of War Soulstorm debates, you have a lot of people who have different complaints about certain matchups. Sometimes they are right and sometimes they might be wrong. In this case, though, I am going to cast the ones that people are actually right about. So, for example, pretty much everyone knows that IG versus Eldar is a very, very tough one. But my perspective on that is, how can we make it less horrible to play? So there might not actually be, in my opinion, literally unplayable matchups, but there is matchups that is borderline unplayable. And this might actually be one of them, although I don't have much experience with playing it myself. But statistically, this matchup is horrible. And also the community sentiment, both from pro players and mid-level and low-level players, they all think this matchup is tough. And so I'm covering it. What I like people to do when they watch this video is please put in the comment section what is a very, very horrible matchup in your opinion, and maybe actually try to put words on why you think the matchup is tough. You don't have to, but that would be an extra plus, because it's good that we actually talk about the game and we actually try and think about the game before we just sit there and being like, oh, Eldar versus Space Marine, it's just a horrible matchup. There you go. But yeah, put that in the comment section, and I would probably get back to that matchup if I agree. And I would also go ahead and ask some of the pro players if they actually agree. There are many known bad matchups. For example, it's pretty known that Dark Eldar versus Chaos, for example, is bad. Space Marine versus Eldar is really bad as well. I've done a whole video on that. Some people would say that, for example, Orcs against Necrons can be very, very tough for Necrons. And some people would even go ahead and say that Tau have a very bad matchup against Necrons. So there are many, many different matchups. I haven't even gone over them all. So we can look at those. And by the way, a tough matchup doesn't have to be unplayable. It's on a spectrum. It can also just be a hard matchup. So, but let's actually get to the video for today. For today, we are going to watch one of the two pro players that I'm going to show you guys in this matchup. So the next two games will be Aaron Beast, and I will introduce him there in part 2 of this series. But for this series, I'm going to introduce the player AlixUK. Now, some of you might actually already know who AlixUK is. If you watch my channel, I have given this guy a couple of shout outs, I think, at this point. He's a really, really good player, at least historically. I know that he actually took a break for a while, or at least it seemed like he took a break for a while. But at least historically, this guy actually used to be super, super strong. He has been participating in many different tournaments. In fact, he has been part of certain tournaments that he has even won against really, really, really strong players. And some of the games that I'm actually going to cast today is actually games where he's playing in these tournaments against really high level players. All the games that I'm going to cast for today will always be in the top high end of the MMR scale on the ladder. So there's no noob storms, there's no AlixUK is going up against a guy who's mid-level. No, he's going up against some of the actual best Eldar player on the ladder, or at least at the time. But yeah, AlixUK is a really, really, really good IG player, at least historically. So yeah, let's actually see how he goes about this matchup and see how he holds up against it. Okay, so for the first one, we got Alex going up against square, and more squares. I looked this up. This is the player that is called Neki. Neki used to be, I don't know if he's active anymore, but he used to be a very, 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 very strong player. Especially Orcs, which is probably his main race, I think. But he's good with most races. And sadly for Alex, he's also really good with Eldar. So Neki, he opens up with 2 Guardians, Bonesinger, 2 Guardians, Aspect Portal, Plasma Generator. He will definitely get Fleet of Foot, maybe he forgot. And then he went for 2 Dark Reapers. Going to be interesting, as far as I can see, this Dark Reaper squad will capture this outer point here, because this is 5 points. This is Shrine of Excellion, and you need to have some sort of fast capture. You don't want to fall behind in map control. Let's get to the top side. We got AlixUK. He goes for standard build order, I can see. So he went for 2 Guardsmen and an extra tech piece. He captured this first. So this one captured this, and then went over here and captured this. And then the other one is capturing this. He gets a command squad who's going for priest, which is like #1 rule when you have command squad. You go for priest first. And he also gets this commissar. So this is textbook standard build order that IG can do. So let's see. He's going on harass, actually. Going to go in here. There's a lot of Dark Reapers, so Alex will know that this will be very, very dangerous. Okay. He switches between the 2 before they actually shoot on him. That's good. These guys are probably going to see if they can find a Bonesinger or 2. This is very strong harass that IG potentially can do. This command squad is very fast, does a lot of damage due to the fact that it has the priest. However, I think Alex is actually taking a little too much damage. Looks like he killed this Bonesinger over here though. Oh, and he also kills this one. Okay, good. Really strong early game. And gets out with all the members. That's cool. Okay, decent early game by Alex, actually. Oh, and he also gets this heavy bolter shirt. Really, really, really interesting. So he's probably going to get this one. He has more than 100 requisition. So please, good Alex. He's still attacking on this side together with this heavy bolter, and actually goes melee on this one. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. You can do the commissar melee, but the guardsmen are stronger in range, I would assume. Like even these numbers, which is not accurate, but even these numbers are very, very clearly saying that the range is stronger. Now, Alex actually lost this area here, but he's getting this area back. Neki trying to kill this command squad, and he might actually succeed with most of it. Alex goes into this infantry command, really, really good. And he's still getting this side. So actually comparing economy right now, 68 to 20 for Alex, whereas Neki actually has 74 to 10. Neki will struggle to get this this side back. And Alex will probably focus on getting this relic because he's definitely not getting this one so far. And this is actually decent. I think one of the toughest places for IG in this matchup is actually the early game. Lots of damage though on these guardsmen. 3, maybe 4. 3 guardsmen died there. Yeah, we got a tech priest in here by Alex. So he's going to be able to withstand a lot of this, I think. This is a lot of damage on the command squad. Don't know if he wanted to tank to buy time for this heavy bolter. He gets an infantry command in here. Okay, interesting. He also tries to attack over here, but realizes that the LP is up, so maybe not do anything. What is Alex doing? He is 98 to 20. Pretty good economy, and he also retook this. So actually looks really good for him. Neki, he's 86 to 20. Getting his 3rd plasma generator. This indicates that Eldar will go tier 2 for sure. Okay, we have an engagement in here. This looks a little greedy from Alex. He gets the Bone Singer, sad little Bone Singer there. However, it looks like he actually succeeds relatively well. Because I don't know if this is his plan, but he's buying time for this. When this Wraith Tomb hits the heavy bolter turret, he actually goes in and he sacrifices some units to hold this position. So he really wants to hold this position in general. Really trying to take one strategic point away from Eldar, I think. He has all his tech priest here. Surely he can't go in again. No. The tech priest will just repair this. The tech priest has really, really strong repair speed. Also getting the tactical control. Okay, so he's doubling down on this position. Alex is 104 to 30. Goes relatively early. No, I think this is standard actually. Relatively normal tier 2. So IG in this matchup has a chance tier 2. For sure. So this is not good news actually for Neki. Interesting, trying to take out this Bone Singer, but not gonna work for him. He just lost a Psyker for actually nothing. This Bone Singer is, or these Bone Singers are finishing the Soul Shrine, so tier 2 is up for both players. Let's see what Alex will actually do in tier 2. So right now the early game for Alex is really, really strong actually. He got this whole area here and all his own points, whereas Eldar only got all of these points and missing this one. It's really strong. We also have grenades. Grenades are usually a must for guardsmen early game. Oh my god, so this one ended up being a support platform. But this one is also upgrade. Okay. Grenades are really, really strong in this matchup, in pretty much every matchup. But it's a lot of firepower right now. It outranges most. The grenades outranges most races, and they deal a crap ton of damage. Usually, this support platform is probably going to cause a lot of trouble for Alex. He needs to respond, I think. He's getting a bunch of priests, as it seems right now. Haven't upgraded any of these listing posts, only this. And then obviously upgraded this one as well. Neki going in with fire dragons. They will not survive this, I'm pretty sure. Nope. Oh, he reinforced one of them. Harlequin also getting in here. Alex needs to run, otherwise his ability will definitely land and murder a lot of guardsmen. Although he's down in heavy cover actually here. Loads of resources being invested in here, so this is not good news for Alex. Really well played with this support platform by Neki. Okay, the Psyker used one of the abilities that can actually backfire. I don't remember what it's called, but it breaks morale of these Dark Reapers here. I can't remember if it's called Strip Soul, or if that's the other one that does a lot of damage to one unit. Really good against commanders especially. Now you can see that these grenades will definitely come in handy here. They're gonna deal a lot of damage to these Dark Reapers. Even though Dark Reapers are actually kind of tanky, model for model, but they are also pretty expensive, 70 to 0. That's a lot. The downside for this support platform is that it's not going to do much damage against these infantry. We still don't have... That's actually a little shocking. We have nothing of like tier 2 units. But I would assume we get a lot of upgrades for these guardsmen. However, we do get priest for these guardsmen. And that is very, very, very important because they give extra DPS and they also give extra HP and movement speed for these guardsmen. So he actually just went for priest instead of vehicles. Interesting. We will analyze the game when the game is done. And I'm gonna do my best to give you my sense of what went on in this one.
If such is the Emperor's will.
Alex is getting pressured from both sides here. Really well played by Neki. He really is attacking on both fronts, and he has the mobility to do so. Right now, AlixUK doesn't have any transports. However, he still has this one up. That's actually interesting. I didn't even notice, but actually the take and hold is actually really bad for Alex. So he'll probably take this trade any day because he needs this one to get down in the first place. Okay, no anti-vehicle from Alex right now. So these Falcons are actually having a good time. Now they're going in on the tactical control. He needs to rebuild this one, Alex. His economy is not that good, 80 to 30, 80 to 20 that is. And also now losing the tactical control. This is not good, let's be real. He only has one builder in here, I can see. However, his army is really, really powerful right now. A lot of guardsmen with priest and a commissar attached. So he has 3 priests on 3 guardsmen squad, and he has a commissar on one of the guardsmen squad. The commissar can use the execute ability and then buff up all of these units right here. So right now they're going to deal a lot of damage, even against buildings and a little bit against vehicles as well. Alex still having kind of a questionable economy. However, at some point Eldar has to respond to this. And this is well played by Alex because I think that he actually knows that he has a bit of a stronger army. So he just doubles down on attacking the base and says, okay, Neki, stop flying around, get to me instead. You have to respond to me. However, one problem that... Oh, we have the stun ability from the Psyker. Really, really well played by Alex. The thing that's going on right here is really bad for Eldar right now. The only downside that Alex had in this case was that he couldn't beat these Falcons, but, well, he did anyway because these guardsmen deal so much damage. Especially when we have the buff ability from this commissar right here. Neki keeps on trying to backdoor, and Alex, he's just like, just sheer forcing this fight. Yeah, you can try and play around up here, but I'm gonna backdoor your bottom. Let's say it like that. This tactical control definitely going down. Yeah. Like 62 to 20, this is horrible economy for Alex. Necky's is 105 to 20, but all his production of army is completely gone actually. And this tier 2 building probably will go down. The Soul Shrine is really bad to lose. Yeah. I don't think Eldar will actually win this base race, to be honest. Yeah, the Soul Shrine goes down. Yeah, this Bone Singer is dead. Jesus. Yeah, because over here we have the Fire Dragons, and the rest of the Eldar units are not that good against buildings actually. Yeah, this webway assembly will definitely go down. Eldar, on the other hand, has his builders over here, so at least he's a little bit ahead in that regard. But like, his webway assembly is pretty much gone. Alix's is still up, or his field command, that is. My god, really well played by Alex so far. He turned a terrible situation into a, you know, pretty good one actually. Yeah. Plasma generator going down here. This listening shrine also went down. The priest going in here actually destroyed the Falcon. Yeah, now the support wall is definitely going down. Let's see where the builders are. Bone Singers are still alive. That's the only problem. Whereas I don't know where Alex's builders are. They're in here, okay.
Is that the best you've got?
Eldar simply doesn't have time and the firepower to destroy this field command, I think. Also, these guys will shoot out of the field command, so that's a little problem for Eldar right now. Alex's army is way stronger. That's the thing that keeps him alive right now, because otherwise things are actually really bad for him. This listening shrine definitely going down as well. So much firepower. So much firepower for Maichi. A lot of this is actually the priest that's attached to 3 of these guardsman squads. Because it increases a lot of the DPS, and then obviously the buff ability from Commissar as well. That's a nasty, nasty combo. Neki trying to regain some of these points here. In fact, most of these points. However, he is in trouble, because you can say whatever you want about Neki taking over the map compared to Alex, but Alex actually has his most important building left, whereas Eldar doesn't even have a webway assembly. Oh, but trying to get it right now actually. But I feel very comfortable for Alex actually here, because his army is just so much stronger than Eldar, and the only reason why we're still here is because Eldar just keeps capturing around and running around and trying to outmaneuver Alex, but he doubles down and he just... Yeah, I have the stronger army and I know it, bro. Eldar tries to get in here. Looks like Alex repaired the field command. We also have the control area victory for Neki coming in here. No. No balance. Yeah. I don't know what's. I'm not going to comment on what just was said here. So let's just talk about the game instead. Okay, really well played by Alex. He ended up having an amazing economy, I must say. Plus 26 to 0. That is pro level economy right here. But on the more serious note, Alex actually didn't get vehicles at all in this one. I think that's very interesting. He just went tier 2 and got a bunch of priests, and then obviously some upgrades for these guardsmen. So in the early game, he took his own points, and then he tried to harass a little bit on this side. Ended up agreeing that, yeah, I'm just gonna harass on this side. However, he did get a turret in here as soon as he has captured all his points and built his most important buildings. And then he basically just doubled down and took this whole position. Here, he built a lot of base structures, which might have been a little bit of a mistake, to be honest. Because if he didn't survive on this front, he would lose it all. And he actually did end up losing it all, and Neki got the support platform, which absolutely destroys both buildings and vehicles, and just eats it for breakfast, is what I'm trying to say. And the Falcons really strong, specifically against IG, because I mean the Falcons are really strong against guardsmen because they don't have any anti-infantry. But the problem is, or anti-vehicle, I should say. The problem is they have the priest on, and it increases their damage a lot, and they can actually destroy vehicles at some point. The commissar is also helping out a lot, and guardsmen actually becomes really ridiculous when they get their leaders on. That's when guardsmen starts becoming really dumb. Alex had a problem in this game because he didn't have transports, so he couldn't move and follow up what Eldar did. So Eldar was going to outmaneuver him, but Alex was actually really stone cold. It's almost like a lot of new players, I think, they would try and catch Eldar and say, no, not my base can't handle it. But Alex is like, I have the stronger army, you need to get to me. I'm gonna win this base trade, and I'm gonna absolutely destroy everything you have. And he did, and Alex just, like, he never lost his field command. And like, Eldar can outmaneuver him all they want, but if they don't have the stronger army and Alex doesn't fall for it, yeah, Eldar will just lose. So really well played by Alex. He won this game. Yeah, a couple of mistakes potentially, but a player like Alex, he actually knows what he's doing, so I will not speculate too much on his mistakes. Another thing that I think might actually be very important to say is this turret right here is really strong in the early game, when it just sits here and destroys this point. I know that sounds obvious, but I think the two strategies that IG has is either go just standard like Alex did and not go for the turret, but going for the turret can actually give you some advantages here and there. I know IG has done this several times against other races. If they want to go very offensive, they can do the turret rush. Yeah, that actually meant that if Eldar didn't respond to this point would go down. So, well played to Alex. I don't want to talk too much. We're starting to get into the moments where I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's get to the next the next game and see if we can learn even more. But yeah, well played to Alex. Really, really good showcase on how to keep your head cold and just double down on what you believe you would win. So yeah, we can shortly talk about stats, but I will be very, very short. Even death to kill ratio, which is actually like really, really bad for Eldar. This shouldn't be this one-sided. Or this shouldn't be even. This should be more one-sided to Eldar. Buildings raised, like both of them destroyed a lot. Obviously, Eldar won in resource capacity, but just the army size and the army strength of Alex was just better. Let's move on to game 2. Okay, so for game 2, we got Lothvelv, I think, is his name. And he starts a Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot. So basically standard Aspect Portal and Plasma Generator. The map they're playing on is Blood River. Top side, we got Alex again. He goes so far standard. No, this is not standard. This is definitely not standard. Going Tech Priest first, and then 2 Guardsmen. This indicates to me that he wants to turret rush. He is still getting his 2 Guardsmen though. If he turret rushes, it might actually be the case where he turret rushes over here. This is a very normal position. Or maybe over here. Building a very early turret can also be defensive actually. For example, he could place it here if he wants to avoid losing anything here. Maybe even here if he's afraid of getting very early rushed. We'll see. He's actually already moving over here. Oh, obviously he can put one over here as well. But so far, same build order so far. A little bit different order. He gets the command squad again with the priest. And then he gets the guardsmen, 2 guardsmen to capture the 2 points. Okay, so it is a defensive turret. Eldar goes for Dark Reapers. Looks like this is what Eldar likes to do so far in this matchup. I have seen and heard about Rangers against him. However, the Psyker is really good because he detects stealth. He's really good against specifically that unit type, so maybe that's why so far we haven't seen them. Commissar out as well. Heavy Bolter being finished here. So he just wants to secure this position so far. I like it. Command squad with the priest is really, really, really fast. Really, really strong. There's a really, really good unit to harass with. A good squad to harass with. Okay, nice. This is the Strip Soul or whatever that ability is. Lightning Arc, maybe, actually? No. So I can actually see it here. Strip Soul does high damage to a single unit. And Lightning Arc is the one that decimates the morale of a whole squad. Okay, good by Alex. So he actually kills this unit. And he attacks on this side, maybe? Maybe. He should actually do it, I think. Or at least try. So he denies a lot here. He kills 2 Bone Singers and a Dark Reaper, and he didn't lose a single unit from his command squad. This might be a little too much for Alex. Or is it? Jesus Christ, not a lot of IG players would have done this. That was balls of yeah. That was balls of steel, let's say it like that. Okay, so Alex's economy so far. Now upgrading this one and getting this one. And this one. Wow, he denied this area. What the hell? Okay, well played. But yeah, his economy 68 to 10, about to increase significantly very, very soon. This turret will actually help out IG a lot. However, it looks like Lothvelv is doubling down on this area. And that is very well played by him. Yeah, the whole command squad goes down. That's a very, very bad sign. However, there's so many Eldar units that goes down as well. I didn't talk about it, but the Guardians have the grenades right now. Really, really powerful upgrade. Wow, this was not worth for Eldar. Really, really good. And meanwhile, AlixUK is actually going in here and seeing if he can kill the Bone Singer or two. Eldar is really in trouble here. Oh, I didn't talk about it, but Lofeld is actually the player called Deco. And if you guys have watched my Burger Cup 21 cast, you would know that Deco is a really, really strong Eldar player. So this is no slouch that Alex is actually playing up against. AlixUK just running and getting tier 2. This is relatively early tier 2, I would actually argue.
Look out! Here they come!
So you can see right here, the Dark Reapers usually deal a lot of damage, right? But not against buildings. Even though they just full on go all in on this listening post. Meanwhile, we're actually losing Dark Reapers. Deco is very desperate, I feel like. This Guardian should definitely try and get this relic. A nice micro, trying to distance yourself from this. Deco is really doubling down on this one. Oh yeah, that tech priest was dead all day. Really well played by Alex. He goes in melee here, trying to save his listening post. Yeah, honorably going in and tying up these Dark Reapers, who will obviously beat them in melee. Even though there's actually a Commissar, who has also detached himself. But he's actually really good at melee, obviously. But he's not that tanky, so he needs to get out. I think the Commissar has a lot of good base HP region. So on that note, he's a little bit tanky. These Dark Reapers are still doubling down. I think this is bad by Deco, I'm not gonna lie. This is so much invested in just getting this listening post, and he's probably not even getting it. And the worst part of it is he is just all in. He's 68 to 10. He doesn't care. He's going all in. This Bone Singer is in here doing absolutely nothing right now. I don't know if he tried to break tomb this. I can't see it. It looks like he didn't even manage to do that. Just don't know what that Bone Singer was trying to do. Deco actually got this position, but now we have the mechanized command, and Eldar is not even close. They are not even close to tier 2. They only have plus 10 in power. He has the actual power to go tier 2, but man, will he not be able to sustain tier 2. At least he got this listening post, and he still gets this. This Bone Singer will probably try and build something here. Now also getting the Rape Tomb here. That's really good. Denying this priest to get out.
Is that the best you've got?
Now getting the heavy weapons team by AlixUK. Keeps building plasma generators. His economy gets better and better. 98 to 30, even though he actually lost this. Now we need to be careful with this support platform, because this one can actually become the cannon one, the D cannon one. However, we're not tier 2 yet, so really, really long range. Really long range unit, this heavy weapons team. Well played by Alex. He gets out in melee, defends his heavy weapons team. Now we have this Hellhound. This is not good. Oh my god, this is not good news for Deco. Hellhound is really good at especially breaking morale. Deals pretty good damage against both infantry, but even buildings actually. And lots of firepower going Eldar's way. There's no way he can sustain this. Eldar is tier 2, but he needs power, otherwise he doesn't have enough to get vehicles. So that's what I mean when you go tier 2 and you can't sustain it. Now as Alex hits tier 2, he gets his priests, and he gets the mechanized command. Now also getting the basilisks, who is obviously really powerful in this map, because they can pretty much reach most of the map. Now Eldar tries to get back here. Maybe I have a chance over here, but nah. Oh, we might get the rape tombs though. Okay. And also going in melee with these bone singers, I love it. These fire dragons won't do anything because they're getting tied up. Okay. I like this gameplay by Alex. Really like it. His economy is probably insane. In terms of power, it's okay in requisition. In fact, it's pretty good. This listening post definitely going down, but yeah, what is the price that he's paying? The whole base is in shambles here. I've actually seen loads of AlixUK replays, but I would argue this is close to some of the better ones that I've seen him play. He's really playing well in this one. This priest is buying a lot of time. You can see a lot of building damage actually comes out of this Hellhound. The aspect portal is medium armor, so it's not easy to just take down, but it actually deals a lot of damage. This priest is really annoying. This fire dragon was almost dead here, and this tech priest is just trying to keep his vehicles alive. Eldar took this position, but Alex is also getting this one. He's 86 to 79, so a little worrying his requisition income. But if we look at Eldar, he's 80 plus 10, so it's even worse. However, we lose this Hellhound. Maybe we'll lose it. We lost the first one, we'll probably lose this one as well. Okay. A building pathing by Deco. Well played by him. In my personal opinion, this is actually skillful, like building blocking your opponent. But some people would call this a thing that shouldn't be a part of the game design. Personally, I disagree, but I understand why some people think this is very toxic. But it's not like you take a vehicle and then drive into the enemy forces. That's literally horrible. That's very terrible. Now, Eldar has actually taken over both relics, so it's pretty good for him. But Alex has a way better economy, 98 to 79. Actually going in here with the Bone Singer, trying to rape tomb this. Definitely dead here. No. Okay, not yet. He's definitely dead now. No. Jesus Christ, guys. Who has trained you? Just hit that one guy. No. Oh my god. Now getting this heavy bolter shirt. Will it get up before these guys actually kill it? Oh, okay, good. That was a straight up meme. Okay, let's focus a little bit here. So we're getting the plasma generators in here for Deco. He actually has a pretty good power economy right now, and his economy is actually really strong in general. However, I have a feeling that Alex is actually tier 2 or tier 3, I should say. You can see it because of this big tower right here. And tier 3 is not fun to play against IG. He didn't even have the tactical control, so he went straight on for Hellhounds in this game. This game is very different, it feels like. Just skipping the tactical control. Now we have Kaskin's really strong range units, and it gets even worse when you get the priest on. And when we are tier 3, we get an ability from the priest. I think it's called fanaticism or whatever. It basically makes a whole squad, including the priest, completely invulnerable. It's such a busted ability for what it is. Ogrins also coming in here. They are actually also kind of strong in range, but they're the most ridiculous. They're even more ridiculous in melee. Yeah, so Kazakin's Ogrins, that's the 2 tier 3 units that's really powerful. And I don't know how Eldar will handle it. However, he will go for this upgrade, Mobilize for War Research. This is what is... This is the ability, by the way. But this is what we consider the tier 3 for Eldar. But as you can see, very far behind in tech. And AlixUK is attacking on 2 fronts. So even though he lost the map, he basically just went back to basic in his base. And just got tier 3, and now he's out there destroying the whole Eldar map. He actually destroyed both fronts. An interesting ability. This is basically the terrible version of a orbital bombardment. I don't remember what this is called, but it's an ability from Command Squad. Ogren's now going in. You guys have been shooting on us for a while. Now it's our time to hit back. And these Dark Reapers are like, okay, sorry, we didn't mean it. Yeah. Okay, interesting. So we get Vipers, actually. Really, actually a decent unit to destroy buildings and vehicles. Not so good against infantry, however, they give really good unit disruption. These Basilisks, as you can see, they are killing a lot of these Dark Reapers. This is going down. Yeah. Really well played by Alex. I have no idea what happened here.
We return from exile.
Interesting. Okay, we have Ranger Squad, who is basically going to do nothing. That's good. Yeah. Feels freaking bad for Deco. We even had the Assassin coming out, who was going to just be an absolute nuisance. Okay. This was a very different game from Alex. So in the first game, as you probably noticed, he went actually really aggressive early on. He went in and attacked on Shrine Excellion against what was Neki. He attacked on both sides, got a turret rush, really offensive. Whereas this one, he went completely opposite. He defended this area, just wanted to make sure that he got this relic. This map is really bad if you lose map control. So if you lose both of these relics, you really, like early game, it's going to be extremely hard to win unless you're playing a matchup where you will just have a ridiculous peak in tier 2. And even there, it's very suboptimal. So, Alex, he got an early turret. He actually went Tech Priest, 2 Guardsmen, and then he went a very early turret. So he got his infantry command and he got his plasma generator, and one of the Tech Priest stayed and built a lot of listening posts, where the other one went straight up here and got this turret. I think he finished the turret even though these guardsmen were only getting over here. It's a very, very early turret. And if you actually noticed it, as far as I saw, he pretty much didn't fight Eldar too much. He didn't get tactic control. This indicates that he don't want to fight Eldar early. Because if he wants to fight Eldar early, he needs the tactical control so he gets some HP and morale upgrades. And then get the grenade launchers to fight the Dark Reapers and stuff, but he didn't do that. He did do that in the first game, but in this one he didn't do that. So instead of getting tactical control, he went straight for tier 2, relatively early, I would say. I think he started at 5 minutes, and then he got the mechanized command. I don't remember what his power income was when he went into the tier 2, early tier 2, but he was at least having 2 plasma generators. So yeah, really well played by Alex. I would actually say this was a disgusting gameplay by him. I think this map right here is also the reason why he went like this, because this map is a very good map to just bunker up. I think Blood River is one of the most disgusting maps when it comes to bunkering, because the points are so close, as you can see here. And just bunkering up like this is just like a wet dream for IG. So IG can get rushed on this map. Don't get me wrong; it's not necessarily a super good IG map in every single case, but for the most part, it's a really good IG map specifically because of this. So Alex, he just said that I'm gonna out-tech you and get to tier 2, and then he went. Oh, I didn't talk about that. He went for Priest, who didn't even attach too much on the Guardsmen. They just went around and did their thing and tied up a couple of units here and there. But he got the mechanized command, and then he got, what was that called? Hellhounds. That's what he went for in this one. Hellhounds, as you saw, really good against breaking morale. Decent damage against infantry, but they did actually do some dumb damage on Eldar's buildings though. 3 Basilisk, yeah. Look at this, guys. Well played to Alex once again. Again, let's just use 30 seconds or so on the economy. So the economy for Alex is the economy is pretty high for AlixUK. We kind of all know why. He just played the map better. Especially in terms of power, he was way ahead. I also think that Deco just doubled down too much in tier 1 because... But I think he did that, in hindsight, I think he did that because he knew that he wouldn't be able to do anything against Alex if he just bunkered up. So he just doubled down against him. I'm not sure, but that could be an explanation. However, it didn't work, and Alex had a lot of good damage control. But power is really getting sacrificed by Deco right here. Even Requisition got really bad at some point. Obviously, this is an absolute horror show. However, these numbers make more sense because Alex didn't go that much for infantry compared to the last game. So this makes more sense. Technology, who gives a damn? But there you can actually see that Alex actually didn't reinforce that many units. That's because he didn't go too much in infantry. So yeah, well played to Alex. Let's move on to game 3. Okay, so for this map, we got Fatamorga remastered. And again, funnily enough, we're still going for this matchup. So we got TR 1v I made some research. This is frenetic. And if you watched Burger Cup 21, you would know that this guy is an absolutely insane Eldar player. So this is going to be a tough task for Alex. But we've seen he actually can do some pretty good stuff in this matchup. Standard build order. Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot, Aspect Portal, and Plasma Generator. It's just habit for me at this point. Eldar likes to do this. The only difference is going Dark Reapers or Rangers, and in this case, again, 3rd time in a row, they go 2 Dark Reapers. Alex, looks like we have, standard build order. So again, Infantry Command, actually funny placed. I thought he would place it here, which would be more normal, but he didn't. This is probably because the Tech Priest start on this side. Yeah, whatever. He went for the Infantry Command here instead. You can actually go in this building, I actually think, and then get out of it after that to get on this side faster. But yeah, that's a little mechanic that IG can do. Let's talk about the build order instead. So, went for 2 Guardsmen, and they capture the outer or inner points until they go to the outer points, and gets a Tech Priest after that. Builds Infantry Command and Plasma Generator, the Listing Post, and then again getting the Commissar very early. On this map, IG has a tendency to not attack on 2 sides, they actually just go on this side. And from here, they have a tendency to sometimes go up here, or maybe they go over here. Let's see what he's going to do. So far, he's been liking to hunt down some Bone Singers. He'll probably do that again. Again, killing the Bone Singer. So, as you've probably seen so far, the command squad going ranged, he can do that. In this case, he doesn't have the Psyker. He went for the Commissar, who's really strong in range compared to the Psyker. Oh, lots of damage going up against IG here. He's not winning this, Alex. That is, but he's winning over here. And now we're getting to the heavy bolter turret rush here. And IG actually goes melee on the Dark Reapers and the Rangers. No, that's because this Commissar got detached and went on this Dark Reaper, so he can actually tie up 2 squads. Really well played by Alex. He's going in here. He doubles down on this. I'm actually shocked that he wins this early game so far. But that's really good micro. Obviously, placing this heavy bolter turret, this is going to be an absolute nightmare for Eldar. What Eldar might actually have to do here now is they have to counterattack over here. But as I've already told you, Eldar has kind of bad building damage, so I'm not sure if that's optimal for them. Trying to kill some guardsmen over here, stay away from this turret. He's really on the edge here, right here for the range. Okay, so Eldar's economy right now, absolutely dreadful. 56-10. And what does he do? He gets this listening post in order for him to compensate for his bad economy. Because he can't get this point, he can't get this point. So Alex went all in here. But he didn't go for 3 guardsmen. He just went for 2 guardsmen and just went straight up and attacked. So this is the turret rush build that he has done on Shrine of Excellion as well. Or something that looks very similar to it. So it's standard, but then the tech priest, one of the tech priests goes over here and builds a turret. Okay, Brave Tomb comes in. So this is Eldar's answer to pretty much any turret rush that happens when Necrons does it against them, and when IG does it against them. They use this Rape Tomb here. It's a very cheap ability for how broken it actually is, in my opinion. Such a long stun for absolutely no reason. But Alex, meanwhile, his economy has been growing. He goes for a third plasma generator. He can probably go tier 2 here, no joke. Yeah, he does. That is... Yo, Alex! You don't have to be this good. So he goes very early tier 2. He has not sacrificed too much compared to how much damage he actually did against Eldar. Now, Eldar Dark Reapers has this annoying advantage that they can outrange pretty much all listening post range, I would say. So they can do this in Siege, but as you can see here, it goes really slow. What is this command squad going to do here? Gonna see. By the way, like, keep remembering what AlixUK is doing right here. He's not going up against some random Eldar player. He's going up against Frenetic, one of the absolute best players right now, at least, of Eldar. But I would even argue that he's probably one of the best on a all-time list. But I didn't play for that long to know. Okay, we actually have the tactical control, so meanwhile this, he's going tier 2, he actually went for tactical control, get some upgrades, go for plasma generator. Really well played. One thing that you also might see with this rush is that AlixUK, he could have easily just overstayed right here. And just said, no, I wanted to double down on this. But he realized that he did enough damage, and that's completely fine with him. Just focus on economy. Now, well, the Bone Singer came in and actually did his job. But the command squad was at least ready for it. Now the guardsmen have grenades. This means that these Dark Reapers can't use the range anymore to just destroy this listening post, because the grenades outranges even the Dark Reapers. Now we get the mechanized command, and we get priest again, right? So kind of the same patterns. This is what IG does in tier 2. They get priest, and then they go for mechanized command. This seems like, this tier 2 seems more of a hybrid between game 1 and game 2. No Hellhounds though this time. But here we get both vehicles and strong, and really strong Imperial Guard power. But Alex, he wanted to go for relatively fast tier 2, actually really fast tier 2. And then he got the tactical command while he was going tier 2. And he could do this because he's so ahead in economy. Now also getting this weapon specialization, this increases the amount of weapons that the guardsman can carry, and it also increases the damage done. Now Harlequin getting out here. Alex needs to be a little careful, because the kid's ability is really tough, but luckily for him, not a lot of guardsmen went down there. Yeah, getting out. Don't want to mess with the Harlequin. Get some priest in here. So he's probably going over here and backdooring with this, while he's still fighting on this front. So he's attacking Eldar on two fronts. I haven't talked too much about the critical locations. Eldar is completely dominating that. So well played on Frenetic, actually. This also helps his economy a lot. Yeah, 116 to 50. Obviously he's tier 2 again. So Eldar really recovered in terms of economy, actually. But he's behind in army. So usually, if a player doesn't get what he wants in the early game, so that means all the points and does his normal build order and stuff, it means that he has to sacrifice something So if you know that you did this amount of damage, Eldar can compensate himself in many different ways. He can get better economy and better tech, which Eldar has done here. But then that means that he can't get the best army in the world. Or the other way, he can probably get a bunch of army, but then he would be behind in tech and economy. Still getting a bunch of upgrades for IG. However, Eldar is getting better and better army. Now we get this Viper, which is going to be very dangerous against the Chimera. No Hellhounds so far. Instead, we get Sentinels, which is really good anti-vehicle. It's funny, this is the first time we see Sentinels in this matchup so far. This Chimera here will probably try and get in here, decap a little bit, because Alex knows that if this keeps on going, this timer right here for taking hold, he will be in trouble in the late game. Okay. These Sentinels needs to be a little careful, I think. No, we actually have the command squad here to tie up. However, the command squad should be very, very careful. Yeah, it's done. He sacrificed really well. What the hell? We lost all of the... Jesus Christ, dude. That's really bad news for Frenetic. I like the color scheme that Alex is playing with. I like the blue. Really, really like the blue.
All right, men.
I don't know, it just looks good. Good on AlixUK. He's not just a good IG player, he's also a bit of an artist. A bit of an artist. I respect that. I don't know, maybe I'm sounding dumb. This is probably like an actual color scheme within the game and I just don't know it. Eldar, he goes for Warp Spiders here. Obviously a disgusting unit when it comes to killing infantry, but again, I don't know if we have any response for IG, because IG is getting all these priests and getting the commissar, and he has strong, really strong anti-vehicle. Now we're getting the Hellhounds, I can see. Okay.
2 minutes until taking hold of victory.
Okay. Now get into the Chimera. Really good. This tech priest is definitely dead. Yes. Yeah, and this Viper went down to the Sentinels, because one thing you need to know is that the Vipers are very, very, very squishy, and these Sentinels just eats Vipers for breakfast. This is probably also why Frenetic went for Warp Spiders instead of vehicles, because he saw the Sentinels. But again, lost this this relic. Really, really bad, honestly, for Frenetic. Alex is getting Hellhound, obviously getting an extra Chimera on top of it, as you can see. This indicates to me, yeah, that he wants more guardsmen. So he wants probably 4 guardsmen, maybe, and an extra priest. So far he only went for 3. Well, Chimeras are also decent in of itself to deal a little bit of damage. A little bit. It's not ridiculous, but it deals damage against infantry for sure. And they're cheap. I don't think they cost too much. So sometimes you see IG players actually mass them up. But good on AlixUK to stop this taken hold, because the taken hold can be very, very problematic in the long run. Okay. I don't think this is good engaged, Frenetic, but you can prove me wrong. Actually, I'm an idiot. They might actually be a decent one. However, the command or the Psyker actually used the lightning arc on these Warp Spiders, destroying their morale. These Hellhounds, though, are absolutely disgusting against these Warp Spiders, as you can see. Yeah. Yeah, so Darcy was correct in the end. This was a bad engage, but the reason why I thought it was a decent engage was going in like that. If you go up very, very close to the guardsmen, their grenades won't do anything. They're really bad in early, in the not early game, but in the well, also early game, but they're really bad in melee. So going in like that would cut off some of the grenade launcher harass. But obviously there's too much firepower, and even in melee, when you have the priest on top of it, it gets really bad. We have 3 psychers. Okay. Guess it can work. Actually, I don't know if this means that he has 3 abilities, like 3 times abilities on this squad. He probably has, actually. It just sounds really wrong to me. Alex, he destroyed this area here. However, he needs to get out because these Wraith Lords will do a lot of damage with the Bright Lances. This Tech Priest goes down, and Command Squad is going down. Is Alex tier 2? Tier 3, I mean. Yeah, he is. We all know what that means. That means Koskins and Ogrins, right? Yeah. So we're getting Ogrins already. So, as you can see here, Eldar's not that bad. 98 to 79. Still getting tier 2 and stuff, right? However, he's behind in tech at this point. Hey, so Alex keeps hitting his economy over here. And now his army is very, very, very stupid. He lost a lot over here actually, but his army is still stupid. Eldar smells it a little bit that he actually has a stronger army. But the reason why he has a stronger army is because Alex actually now invests in tier 3. He has Kazakins and Ogrins. This is with Priest, obviously. And we all know what that is. That is very bad news for Eldar. This matchup, as far as I can tell, is horrible in tier 3 against IG. For Eldar, obviously. It's just there's too much HP, too much firepower, too much everything. And Eldar's tier 3 has never been like a mind-blowingly strong tier. It's still strong because it's Eldar, but it's not IG level. Yeah, now Eldar's trying to like maneuver a little bit here. A lot of units pathing each other here.
We are under enemy fire.
We're gonna see an engagement soon, I have a feeling. Because Eldar is knocking on this door, and I don't think AlixUK is gonna let him do that. However, he wants this point back. Really nice for Frenetic. He's like, okay, you're not getting this point if you're trying to stop me over here. Okay. If you're trying to stop me over here, I'm gonna stay here. However, AlixUK reads that play and actually stays with his Ogrins over here. Oh, these guardsmen are alive. Will the wall spiders just teleport and kill them? No, they get out. Wow, so this is very, very high level. I would imagine this is like a tournament. I don't know. I don't know where these games are from, but it's all the highest rated games that I have been downloading. Okay, good. Really, really good engagement here by Alex. He is doubling down, and these Wraith Lords are getting a lot of fire put on them here. This ability by Command Squad is not doing that much damage against them, but okay. Decent engagement by Eldar, but these priests, as you can see, have this disgusting ability. However, this Kaskin is a little bit in trouble, this Kaskin squad. These Wraith Lords are going to tie up these guardsmen, and yeah, These guardsmen might be very strong, but not melee against the Brave Lord, that's for sure. However, the Okrans will now attack on this side. It's a really good map play by Alex. Okay, Wall Spider's going in here. Definitely going to do some damage, but not too much, I think. Yeah, and we still have the Fanaticism, or whatever that one is called. It's called Fanaticism, thank you, it actually says it here. Makes the squad temporary invulnerable. So that means it's not just that they can't be killed. No, they literally don't take damage. So that's the difference. These Okrans are just probably going to run here. They can do that because they have the priest attached. What is Alex going to do? He gets more sentinels. Oh my god. So he's tier 4 now. I haven't seen that, but he's tier 4 now. And this means that he can go for Lehman Rush. And you know what it also means? He can go for this Marksman command. And it basically builds the strongest tier 4 unit in the game. I think it's the strongest, at least. If not the strongest, then top 2. And that unit is obviously the famous Baneblade. Eldar. Now I can see it. He is tier 3 because otherwise he wouldn't be able to get this. The Warp Spider grenade. And he's also having the Seer Council. So at least Eldar is actually like, you know, he's actually in. He's not too far behind in tech. But I mean, tier 4 versus tier 3 is obviously also diff in terms of tech. Yeah, this Seer Council is for sure destroyed. Actually a pretty decently tanky squad. These Okrans are definitely going in here. It's ridiculous that they're still alive because they're taking all the firepower. Yeah, they're done. Now it's the command squad who's going to tank up a lot of stuff. And they can do that because of the priest ability. Again, you can see that ability is really ridiculous. I don't know what Eldar is going to do here. Lots of firepower going up against them. We have the Lehman Rush coming in here. We already have one. The strongest tank in the game that's not the Baneblade. Or the Land Raider, obviously, as well. There's probably a tank I'm forgetting, but it's one of the strongest one. It deals a lot of damage and it's super, super tanky on top of it. No pun intended, by the way. Really, 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 really great by Alex right here. We have the Brightlands platform right here.
Success.
What a disgusting army composition by Alex. And we're getting the Baneblade, guys. I'm actually wondering how it gets out of here. But maybe it could drive a little bit around here. Nah, he's deleting his buildings. I love it. He's like, nah, F it. I'm gonna show him my funny little toys here. I don't care about economy anymore at this point. Get that Baneblade in front. Okay, and Eldar will see the sheer firepower of this this monster right here. Azkans are going on the front line because they can do it because of the priest. Jesus Christ, and now Eldar will realize what's going on. I don't even think Eldar's close. Yeah, he's deleting all his buildings. Yeah. Not even a GG. Oh, he needs to delete his webway gates.
Focus is undone. We must retreat.
Did he just go away?
Minds work.
Did he just leave the game? Oh, this feels bad for Frenetic, obviously.
4 minutes until taking full victory.
Okay. So this game obviously go to Alex. I don't want to watch too much more. It doesn't matter. Frenetic has already left the game, so I'm going to speed up for a bit. Oh my god. These games just get better and better and better by Alex. Obviously, he's winning these games. However, this was super, super nasty by him. So he went all in with both his guardsman squad and the command squad. And he actually killed a lot of Dark Reapers. The command squad is really strong in range. Well, strong and strong. He deals a lot of damage, but he's very inaccurate. And he got the, instead of the Psyker, he actually got the Commissar on the command squad. So he had 2 Commissars in theory. And he microed really well. So he split up his Commissar from his Guardsman squad. And then the Guardsman squad went melee up against a Guardian squad. And the Commissar went melee up against a Dark Reaper squad. He could have done it the opposite way, but I think it was more efficient that the Commissar actually went in on the Dark Reapers, because the Dark Reapers deal a little more damage in melee. And that's not good for little small guardsmen here. Obviously, this command squad went absolutely nuts and did some crazy stuff early game. And meanwhile, all of this was going on, AlixUK was basically just buying time to get that turret down, and yeah, he was making some havoc over here. And instead, this is a key thing. I don't remember if I told you guys, but this is a key thing. AlixUK didn't just double down on this. He wasn't like, I'm gonna stay here forever. No, he realized, well, his time was done over here. He had done enough damage. He killed some Dark Reapers here and there. He killed a Bolt Singer or 2. And now it's time to leave. That's completely fine. Meanwhile, I'm building all my economy up, and he doesn't even have these 2 strategic points here. Alex would probably also know that Eldar doesn't capture their outer points fast. That's probably also one of the reasons why he goes out here and turret rushes. But in my opinion, even though it's non-standard for Eldar to capture the outer points, a thing was that maybe they should actually do that to at least see it coming. But when he saw it coming, it was too late. He didn't even have this point here, and the Bone Singers couldn't build the listening post. So, but yeah, AlixUK didn't like double or triple down on this position. Went back, was way ahead in economy, and therefore indirectly also tech. And when you're so ahead, you don't even have to sacrifice army. He went for tier 2 around 5 minutes, and he had 2 plasma generators. Got his 3rd as he was going tier 2, I think. Didn't go for the tactical control. However, he did do it meanwhile the field command was getting to tier 2. And then obviously getting the mechanized command, and went for chimeras, and obviously getting the priest for his guardsmen as well. Yeah, and we all saw what happened in tier 4 and tier 3 and even tier 2. He got a bunch of sentinels. I think he just did that because he saw a bunch of vehicles. It's like kind of duh. That makes sense. The Hellhounds also came in here. Yeah, like he played the map really well. In the later stages of the game, he attacked on both sides here and there, and Eldar couldn't really truly respond. So that was really, really powerful for him. And I will keep repeating this, guys. Alex is playing up against some of the best Eldar players in the world. Okay, this is no like trash Eldar players he's going up against. He's going up against the best of the best. So Alex is showing you guys the way. He is also low-key like playing a bit of his peak in this game. So well played to him. Let's move on to stats very, very shortly. Don't think it matters too much. Kill to death ratio, resources, technology. Yeah, obviously these numbers will get a little weird and wacky when we get into late game, so no point for me to talk too much about. Let's get to game 4. Okay, so we're actually going back to Blood River. This is also a really strong Eldar player that Alex is going up against. As I said, we're playing on Blood River, remastered. The player he's going up against is Reeses. So this is one of the best, if not the best, Eldar player of all time. Really strong player. He goes for 2 Guardians, a Bone Singer, 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot, Aspect Portal, Plasma Generator, probably Dark Reapers, yes. So far, this looks like a standard build order. At this point, I will say this is standard Dark Reapers. Speaking of standard, no, we're not speaking of standard. Actually, Alex is doing the same thing. He is going first Tech Priest, so Tech Priest first, and then 2 Guardsmen, Commissar. Obviously, Infantry Command and Plasma Generator, and we all know what he's going to do over here. Okay. So looks like he wants to... Well, last time it looked like he wanted to rush tier 2, or get early tier 2 and just bunker up. Let's see if he can actually do that against Reeses, because, yeah. But to be fair, he has gone up against Frenetic and other really powerful Eldar players. A little weird placement, I would actually say, by the Heavy Bolter Turret. Maybe it's wrong by me, but I think it should be a little closer here. So when this is an LP2, they both can fire together, whereas this position just means that it's going to tank the whole thing. And one thing I will say about this Heavy Bolter Turret is it is not tanky. But whatever, let's not question too much what AlixUK is doing in this one. Command Squad going in here, probably trying to get this Bone Singer, obviously getting the Commissar on this Guardsman Squad. So as you can see, when he hits, really dumb damage. Now going in on the Dark Reaper Squad, because he knows that these Guardian squads are not doing too much. We get the Psyker again. One thing that, a pattern that I've seen so far for Eldar against IG is they never go fast here. I think the reason is that the command squad is not really, it's like several units, right? It's not one unit. So the Mind War is not as effective, I would say. That's probably the reason.
What is your wish?
So AlixUK actually tried to get in here. However, he did not do the thing that he wanted to do. But I think last game on this map, he couldn't do it either. He just wanted to do a little harass here and there, but Reeses is again in this point. Reeses doubles down on this position, so this is really good by Reeses. He, like, the worst thing he can do is, like, because he's trying to play on 2 fronts, is just lose both his relics, because he's trying to go for 2 horses. Just go for 1 horse. So looking at economy, 62 to 10. So far, Alex is doing the same thing that he did on Blood River so far. However, Alex is trying to double down on this this side here, and I think he will succeed. Because some Dark Reapers are over here. They probably looked for some guardsmen trying to take that area. Oh, get out of here, Alex. He did do a lot of damage though to these guardians. In fact, I think he wiped them. That's really strong. He doesn't have to get out of here. Alex, don't listen to me. Just keep killing people. The Bone Singer went down, right? No, oh my god. Okay, Plasma Generator is going in here. Yeah, he's not going to do much here. Now also wipe this guy. What the hell? Okay. Yeah. This is really bad news for Eldar. I know that the Guardians are not that strong, especially not late game. However,
Assured.
they are capper units, and you don't want your strong early game units that's supposed to fight all the time to just be stunned while they're capping. So you want the capper units to do that instead. That's also a weakness actually of guardsmen, that their main damage units, infantry, is actually also their main capper units. Now, as we suspected, early tier 2 for Alex, so this seems what he does on this map. He likes to play bunker game on this one, go for tier 2.
What would you have me do?
Now the command squad is going in here, trying to look for Rumreeses. However, Rumreeses is not falling for this one. He's also going all in on tier 2. And Alex will see this now. We have 92 to 50. This Bone Singer is definitely died. It did. He's actually ahead in economy against Alex. Alex is 86 to 30. Now Alex is trying to attack on this side. Yeah, getting the tactical control while building, while getting tier 2. I don't remember if he did that on Blood River. I felt like he got tactical control very late. I would probably go for more power. But yeah, Alex would know better. Rumreeses is tier 2 actually right now. He's getting vehicles before Alex is getting. This is, I'm not sure if this is good news actually for Alex. He will do his thing though. He will get the priest, get the upgrades for these infantry, and he has a pretty strong infantry setup right here. As soon as he gets more weapons, these guardsmen will be very, very strong. Fire dragons went in here. However, they didn't double down on this because he's completely fine. He has this area, so at least he knows that he's not behind in terms of map pressure. If we look at, well, he's a little bit because he lost this area. Okay, we have a huge engagement here. Looks like this heavy bolter turret will survive. This Falcon doing some havoc over here actually. However, it needs to get out of here because this heavy bolter turret will destroy it. If it could hit. The commissar squad, or the command squad, is going in here and getting absolutely wiped. Oh my god. Harlequin getting absolutely destroyed here. Okay. Eldar is 92 to 50. Really good economy if you want to get a bunch of vehicles, especially. Even better economy than Alex, actually. He goes for guardsmen. No vehicles so far. Interesting. Okay. So this is different for what Alex did on Blood River. On Blood River, he just went for pretty much straight up tier 2 and didn't fight too much Eldar. However, he did on this one. I think he does that because he has a feeling that he's forced to fight. He's forced to fight Rumreeses. However, this means that he's investing a lot in these units. And sure, you should do that if you're forced to it, but it means that you won't have the best investment in for example, economy or even tech, because he's investing in upgrades, he's investing in weapons, he's investing in all of that, not getting his vehicles. This heavy bolter turret will go down. That's really bad news as well, because this Falcon actually survived. Now we have the guardsman, so he goes for his 4 guardsmen here. Okay. We've all seen how powerful that one is. However, I'm not sure if he has the same luxury, because last time he was 4 guardsmen,
Is assured.
he could destroy the vehicles on his own.
What would you have?
But I feel like Rumreese is actually in a pretty good position here. Rumreese's economy is actually ridiculous, 119 to 50. And AlixUK is not even close to that. And I don't even think that Alex's army is way stronger than Eldar's. But it's definitely stronger, but how stronger is the question. Also, Rumreese is definitely getting this this one. Will he even decaps? Is this worth the sacrifice?
We lost because you were on
Yeah.
the Emperor's blessing returned.
Lots of fire dragons dying here. I'm not sure this is worth by Rumreese's.
I hear the machine spirit.
Because this wasn't even an LP2. So yeah.
Thank you, machine spirit, for a safe ride.
Okay. So Eldar getting the Warp Spiders right now. And why is he going Warp Spiders? Well, that is dead obvious. It's because he sees that infantry is all that Alex has right now. And who's really good against infantry? Warp Spiders, that's right. So we're not going for any Wraith Lords, who is really good against vehicles.
We did it, sir.
And infantry if they get to tie them up, but
We're under fire.
these Vipers are really good against buildings and vehicles. And they're really long range as well. So they can also disrupt these units, these guardsmen, a little bit. As you can see, disruption is out of this world.
Heavy weapons on the field.
Wolf Spider is getting in here.
We'll cover
Now we have the heavy weapons. So Alex will try to bunker up a little bit here. Okay. So Alex is okay, he actually went for this heavy weapons team. As you can see, it has really long range when he get the last cannon. Well, it's long range already, but I think it gets even worse when the last cannon gets in. And he does that because these Vipers have such a long range and they could just sit here and destroy his buildings. And Rumreeses are controlling them very well. Rumreese's army look very scary, if I'm to be honest with you guys.
by the Emperor, it will be done. My devotion is assured. Where's our fire support?
Fire Dragon's getting in here, and as you can see, this heavy Voltage turret is not very tanky. It's not even killing one Fire Dragon, I think. No. Yeah, now this plasma generator is going down. This looks horrible for Alex, not gonna lie. He's trying to retake this, but yeah, and he's also losing all the critical locations. Well, he only had this one, but however, it is a very important one on Blood River.
Present and accounted for, sir.
So shall it be done. As you wish, so shall it be done.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
Let's see. Rumreese is getting tier 3. This is horrible news for Alex. Being behind in tech as IG against Eldar
Easy.
is really bad. Well, it's bad for most races, if not all races, to be behind in tech, but this is tough because Alex is not even close to tier 2. And the reason why I say that is even though his requisition resource is pretty good, his power is really low. And these fire dragons is getting in here. However, Alex had enough of this, so he's waiting for him. Now we get the Seer Council, and we get this mysticism upgrade, which gives a lot of features to warlocks and seer councils. Yeah, lots of army from Rumreeses here. AlixUK retook this area. Has 5 guardsmen right now. Still no vehicles. His economy is getting better and better. We can also see that he has his global. So the global is really good if you have a lot of power. Which he probably had at some point, and then he just converts a lot of it into getting the global. Because he's also behind in requisition, because you could see that he only has 4 points. I know he retook this, but yeah. So the global can be sometimes really good if you have a lot of power, but not too much of the requisition. And the other way around, if you have a lot of requisition but need some power. Yeah, this is a horrible position for Alex, because I don't think he will be able to respond to this. And what is the difference here? Why am I so confident in this will go wrong for Alex? Because here we have Vipers, we have Fire Dragons, which will deal a lot of damage to buildings. And these guys here will also deal a lot of damage. But this base race is not even close. And these guardsmen can't get back. Because they don't have any chimeras. Yeah, this game is over. Absolute massacre here in the last few minutes here of the game. Alex is trying to get an infantry command here. So I like this from Alex. His mind state is that he want to stay in the game. See if Eldar will just throw the game. Because Eldar could still make a really dumb mistake here. Because he's like, yeah, I'm winning right now and you can't do anything about it. And then not really concentrating on it. And suddenly, let's say this webway assembly and this webway gate went down. And yeah, let's say that Rumreeses didn't pay attention and suddenly he was annihilated and didn't build another new building. It could be many things. However, it usually doesn't happen against someone like Rumreeses, but it's always worth trying. We're probably going to have the last fight here. This will make or break the game, actually. Lots of damage right now going on these guards. Jesus Christ, the warp spiders. Oh my god, I actually thought this fight would be relatively close, but nah. Oh my god. Yeah. Rumreeses teleporting in with style. AlixUK has to say GG here. Jeez, dude. It was nice. It was a nice try. Yeah, I actually agree with Alex. Yeah. Okay. I like that. I like that. I like this. From an Eldar perspective, this was way better than what Deco did. Rumreeses didn't double down on anything. He didn't go all in and said, I'm gonna get this, or I'm gonna get this. No, he actually just got this side, made sure that he's competing for the critical locations, just taking it easy, but because he knows that, you know, if he plays this matchup correctly without too many mistakes, if not 0 mistakes, my chances are better than IG's chances, because this is a rough matchup. However, I also think that AlixUK definitely made some mistakes. This turret right here, not that it was very relevant, but I still don't like the idea of it. But another thing is just like, it looked like he wanted to do the bunker up build order. I would have to ask AlixUK about this, but it looked like he wanted to do a he looked like he wanted to do the bunker up thing that he did last time he played on this Blood River, but then suddenly he changed his mind, I guess, and then suddenly he wanted to fight Eldar in tier 2 with guardsmen. And and he didn't go for a single vehicle. And I guess Rum Reeses actually saw that. So Rum Reeses was like, okay, I'm gonna outflank you. I have fleet of foot, I have falcons, I can just run around on this map and attack you on many different fronts, and you can't follow me because you have no chimeras. So even though the like IG's counter argument would be, well, I have the bunker system, but I don't think it's as good a response to do that if you don't have the chimeras on top of it. I think normally AlixUK would get Hellhounds, but he didn't get it. Rum Reeses played very patient, and he was just like, well, the moments where I can just murder you, I will do that. He was ahead in economy for several times. That's also a thing that I will say. I noticed that AlixUK's economy game was probably a little bit suboptimal. To me, it looked like he wanted to invest in infantry so much that he sacrificed tech and eco for it, which is not in isolation bad. I just think in this case, it was a little bit bad because Eldar went all in on economy and tech, and he could do that because he didn't have to reinforce all his units. He didn't suicide them all. So, and then he also read what Alex was doing. He didn't have any vehicles, so what do? I just get a bunch of wall spiders. Yeah. I want to say more, but I just don't know this matchup well enough to give you a qualified analysis of why Alex lost this. All I can see is just patterns, and the pattern was last time he wanted to bunker up. Instead, he suddenly wanted to fight in tier 2. I guess he can do that, but yeah, it didn't work out for him here. Let's actually just shortly go over stats. Yeah, Rum Reeses murdered him in every single regard. This is a terrible number. I know AlixUK only went for infantry, and I think this number, like 40% of all these units killed, was actually in the end where AlixUK just got murdered. Buildings raised, very one-sided here as well. Rum Reeses obviously ahead in economy. We all know why. The problem that Alex also had in tier 2 was he didn't have any, that's also what I will say, he didn't have any anti-vehicle damage. And while it worked against, what was that guy, Neki, on Shrine of Excellion, it really didn't work against Rum Reeses, who played the game fundamentally better, at least in this game. So, yeah, well played to Rum Reeses. AlixUK sadly loses that game. Let's get to the final game for this video. Okay guys, so the last game we're going to watch of AlixUK in this matchup is going to be this one. So I swear it's still AlixUK, he's just trolling us a little bit. He says how not to play IG. Don't listen to him. He definitely knows how to play IG, as you have already seen. He starts on this side, and also like, I don't know why he's using this name, because bro, like, we can see it's you. It's your color scheme, dude. He goes for 2 guardsmen, tech priest, infantry command, and plasma generator. So far looking very standard. He's going up against Master Yoba. Master Yoba goes for Bone Singer, 2 guardians, fleet of foot, aspect portal, plasma generator, and let me guess, Dark Reapers. Yup. Good. So every single Eldar has done that so far in this matchup. The map they play on is my favorite map, Outer Reaches. Very spread out points, and it's not fun to bunker up because unlike Blood River, these points are very far from each other, and so you can't, like, 1/3 in here will probably not, like, you can only cover 1 point, for example. Let's stick to what's going on here. So Alex, he is doing his thing, getting this commissar here, and still having these two guardsmen. This command squad will probably get in here and do some nasty stuff that he has done against Eldar. Again, Eldar captures his inner points before he actually gets out of here. But looks like AlixUK did the same thing. Now we have our normal tier 1 army. And as we've seen so far, AlixUK likes to, well, IG players in general likes to be very offensive early game. Do some harass, find some bone singers and stuff. Tying up the Guardian squads, I think it's a small mistake. Just get the Dark Reapers, they deal more damage. But okay. Getting in here. Master Yoba, by the way, is... Jeez, this is really, really strong. Master Yoba is probably the best player who has ever played Soulstorm. I know it's really, really, really high praise, but I think he is the best orc I've ever seen. And he's also a very, very, very powerful player in general. It doesn't matter what he plays, he's always gonna give you some very, very high level, very, very high level plays. However, I think he hates Eldar, even though it actually makes sense. So it's funny that he plays Eldar right now. This commissar is definitely going down. Oh my lordy. However, AlixUK got that point. This point is still not being captured. Looking at economy, 62 to 10 for IG. He gets the tactical control. This indicates to me that he wants to fight Master Yoba very early. He's not going tier 2. He's going, so to speak, standard. This is also a build order that they use against SM. Because this tactical control is really, really good at fighting Space Marines specifically. But, so no early tier 2, no early weird shenanigans to get vehicles and stuff. If we look at economy, as I said, 74 to 10, whereas it's 68 to 10 for Eldar. This is because Eldar doesn't really, like, they don't have this listing post here. They did capture this, but he doesn't have this. So this map is funny because it's like an odd number of strategic points on the map. There's 9. We're having a fight here. I need to concentrate a little bit here. Master Yoba is not going to shoot on this because obviously Eldar is not dealing that much damage to buildings. He want to respond to this fight that's going on here. Yeah, so the map is actually now in Master Yoba's favor because he has all these points, which gives him 5 points. These Dark Reapers will probably be a little bit in trouble. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 strategic points for IG, for Alex. This means that, yeah, Master Yoba has 5 because there's 9 on this map. So if you don't get this point on this map, you can at least try and get these 2 points here. And if you get them both, you obviously win. If you don't get them both, it's the opposite, you lose. So I think this is an amazing map. I'm fanboying a little too much. Let's actually focus on the matchup. And we have 4 guardsmen, so no tier 2 here, just full-on infantry. And getting grenade launchers. We also have the grenades from the Guardians. Going to be very, 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 very hard for Master Yoba to do anything here. Especially because this heavy cover right here is really strong. I haven't said this, but I think I've said it in many other casts. This map is horrible for Eldar. Too much heavy cover, too much terrain, and you can't jump around. Well, I don't necessarily think it's good for IG either, but I wouldn't be able to tell. Oh my god, lots of damage being dropped here. So this is a really good example of like what happened in game 1, where we had a lot of guardsmen, a lot of sheer upgrades in power, and just doubling down. On Blood River against Rumreeses, it felt like AlixUK was like, yeah, I want to do a little bit of bunkering here. I want to do a little bit, but here he's like, I'm not even upgrading anything, any listing post. I'm just getting like 2 plasma generators, and then I'm gonna fight you with sheer infantry power. And I hope Master Yoba, for his sake, that he's actually going tier 2 here. Oh my god, he is tier 2. Okay, watch out, Alex, because this is going to be rough. However, is Alex not getting tier 2? No, he's just tier 1, just like... I don't care what the hell you come with. I will just murder you here. He has killed a lot of Dark Reapers, to be fair. So he's way ahead in army right now. Yeah. Okay, getting this this relic here. Well, he's not decapping right now, but he will definitely do that. We should get tier 2 very soon for Alex. Well, I say should, but it looks like Alex is not caring too much. Well, he is getting this plasma generator. This indicates to me that he wants tier 2.
Shall I get started?
Because I think he really wants the priest for these guardsmen. And it wouldn't hurt to get a vehicle or 2. However, it feels like he's so focused on getting these guardsmen, so maybe he has to choose between getting priest and vehicles, and I think he would choose priest all day long here.
What is your wish? Shall I get started?
Okay, Falcon going in here. And we have this Harlequin right here. This Falcon jumped in really perfectly, I felt like, because these guardsmen won't be able to use their grenades against it. Lots of guardsmen dying here, honestly, but it's not like the Dark Reapers are having a party over here either. Alex is doubling down on destroying this Falcon. This command squad went in range against it. I think that was a bit of a mistake. Also, have he used the stun for this Falcon yet? The Psyker? Oh, he can't do that. He needs to be tier 2, I think. Yeah. My bad. Don't listen to Dusty. These guardsmen are definitely going to destroy this Falcon. What is Master Yoga going to do? He doesn't have any extra vehicles, actually. This command squad is just going full-on kamikaze mission here. Okay. Oh, priest, I believe in you. No, why are you running back? Oh my god, that was actually full-on kamikaze. He just went for the Emperor, dude. For the Emperor, he was screaming. And he forgot that he didn't have fanaticism, so yeah. Well played for him. We got this command squad getting out here, and we're getting tier 2. Okay, that's really good news for Alex. By the way, he's beating Master Yo. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought it would be really bad for him that he was behind in tech, but no, he just doubles down on just sheer firepower. Tier 1. So as you can see, Master Yoba tries to get in here in close combat or very, very close range, so these guys can't shoot with grenades. However, they can hit Dark Reapers. No joke, at this point, these Dark Reapers should just be melee against the Guardsmen instead and just have fleet of foot on. Because they're not beating Alex here. This Bone Singer will definitely die as soon as Alex realizes it. However, he has this Harlequin to focus on. We'll get the heavy bolter turret in here, okay. Oh, Master Yoba just calls GG, that makes sense. Yeah, too much firepower. So IG, in my opinion, is one of the strongest one of the absolute strongest tier 1.5 races there is in the game if they double down on it. And here, AlixUK actually just showed you. He didn't even get tier 2, did he? Oh, he just got tier 2. But yeah, not really doing anything with it. He just goes all in on grenade launchers. He didn't even have the priest. He didn't even have anything. He just went all in. And yeah, I really love the way that he played here. Even though Eldar actually went tier 2. Eldar, I think, or Master Yoba, he lost too many units here and there. He lost a couple of ones here. Just the interactions between them, like micro-wise. Yeah, Alex just won those exchanges. But I think Master Yoba also tried to do something, because if he doesn't try and like dance a little bit with this army will just do exactly what it did, which was destroy this, destroy this, destroy this, just making a whole crusade from here for the Emperor, destroying this, destroying this, destroying this, getting down here, destroy all these dumb Xenoses. Or Cenas, and then yeah, Master Yoba was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell am I gonna do?
What is your wish?
Yeah, this really shows that tier 1.5 for guardsmen, if they all in on that, can be very, very disgusting. And even if Eldar is tier 1, if IG plays really well micro-wise, like Alex did here, this might actually be the best strategy to go about them on this map specifically. This is a bad Eldar map, to be fair, like a really, really bad one. But Alex just made sure that this is not just going to feel bad for you as an Eldar player. This is going to be absolutely horrible for you. Really well played by Alex. He has been playing well in general in these games that I've shown. And I will say, this last game, he just beat the best Soulstorm player potentially in the game. It's not like Master Yoba is unbeatable. That's not what I'm saying at all. Nobody is unbeatable, but he's definitely one of the best, absolute best. He's up there with like Ron Reese's, Bloody Monster, Dances, like all of these players. So yeah, well played to Alex. Let's look at stats and wrap this one up. So, military-wise, Master Yoba actually won in that regard, but we all know why. That's because guardsmen are very, very squishy, and especially in tier 1.5 and just tier 1. And a lot of those guardsmen are dying. And you need, what is it, 3.5 guardsmen in order for you to have the same value as one Dark Reaper. They cost 20 requisition to reinforce, whereas a Dark Reaper costs 70. So that's 3.5 guardsmen for one Dark Reaper. And if this number, which it's not, don't get me wrong, but if this number was just Dark Reapers and Imperial Guardsmen, this would be absolutely horrible numbers for Master Yoba, even though he sort of won in terms of kill to death ratio. The reason why Alex still wins in this number wise is obviously because of buildings raised and his army size was ridiculous. He obviously reinforced a lot, I would assume. Let's see here. Yeah, obviously you can see that. And unit upgrades, he went all in on that. This number is ridiculous, even for IG standards, but that's because he went all in on it. And it's a lot of upgrades for this short amount of time of a game. Resources, well, obviously Master Yoba went for tier 2, so that's why the power is higher. But requisition was higher because, yeah, IG took over the whole map and destroyed the rest of Master Yoba's map. Even though, like, the total score is close, but you can't really compare this. Really well played by Alex. I think we've seen a lot of different strategies he has. He has bunker up and get to tier 2 and get vehicles fast. He has early tier 2, or early tier 1, I should say, where he does something he just did against Master Yoba, and even something he did against Neki in game 1. And in game 3, he kind of did the same strategy, but there he just had the luxury of absolutely destroying Frenetic early game. Sometimes he gets a turret rush. Looks like from the few games I've seen, when he gets the turret, it's because it's an outer point. So it's really good on Fatamorga when there is like a relic and a strategic point that you can just put the turret in the middle and then cover the whole area. On Shrine of Excellion, it can also be good. Just take one of the outer points on the map, as he did. And yeah, that was fire as well. But doesn't seem like he wants to do it on a map like Blood River, apparently. But there also he wanted to be more defensive, so he placed the defensive turret as well. Sorry. And then on this map, he didn't even go for turrets, he just went tier 1. So there are apparently many different ways you can go about it, but the patterns we've seen is IG wants to be relatively offensive. Even in the Blood River games, he went offensive with the command squad. Really doing some other really cool stuff. Obviously detaching the Commissar to tie up a Dark Reaper squad. Not for long, because obviously they're getting outrun. So going melee against Eldar will just be to disrupt them for short periods of time. Looks like the pattern is that in tier 2 you get Hellhounds. But another thing that I've also seen is obviously you have to adapt a little bit. So getting Chimeras is really good if you have some Guardsmen. And also Sentinels are really good against the anti-vehicle, or it's really good anti-vehicle. In tier 2, obviously get the Priest. The Priest looks like it's super mandatory, and we don't even have to watch this. We know it. We need Priest for the Guardsmen. In the game where he just went for vehicles, he still wanted the Priests, because the Priest can do some backdoor stuff and tie up some Eldar squads. For example, if you have a lot of vehicles, you can obviously get the Priest to also tie up some of the Fire Dragons, for example. So always get Priest. Yeah, well played to AlixUK. It was an absolute blast. I will also shout him out, because even though some of these games I have already downloaded myself, he also sent me some of these games, and I just decided, well, let's go and actually cast some of these games then. So shout out to Alex. Also, he actually has a channel. I don't know if I actually mentioned that in the intro of this video. He actually has a channel. He doesn't use it anymore, apparently. But he actually has some good commentary. So yeah, if you want to learn more about certain matchups and certain game mechanics and all of that, AlixUK is a really good shout. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. The next 2 parts will be the same matchup, but instead we will watch potentially the best IG player who's ever played this game. At least today he's the best IG player, and that will be Iron Beast. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.